So welcome everybody. So today's class is part of a series. This is part one. So it's called, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer up to the camera. So it's called Strengthening Part 1. And we're actually going to start with centering your energy body. Do you like the colours? Yes. So we have all the, like the rainbow, that all the colours of light come into our system, but it comes in as white, and then it separates into the chakras. So we're just a rainbow, really. And we're going to work with Yukti verse 21. If you work with the Radiant Sutras, if you've got that as a text. So we're going to work at finding our midline. So if you imagine, you know, the plumb lines that builders use with a weight there. What we're doing is we're trying to find this line all the time, because often we're doing this. And not just physically, but emotionally. You know, sometimes we're doing that, woo, emotionally. Woo. Okay, so we're trying to find the midline. And we'll find that physically, but we can also find it energetically. So we're starting with the midline, the centering, and then the next class will be about strengthening the center. So we're going to start lying down, just to ground ourselves. And just using our breath to bring a sense of connection into the physical body, because often we're just in our mind a lot. So let's start with a breath in and a sigh out. And again. Now I want you to imagine the breath is going to travel in, or the energy of the breath, the pranic energy, is going to travel through the crown of the head, directly down through the Sushumna Nadi, which runs in line with the spine. So as you inhale, let the pelvis rock away and pull that energy down through the head into the tailbone. And as you exhale, push it all the way back up. Good, let the arms join in, sweeping them over as the pelvis rocks away. Keep visualizing the energy pouring down from the head to the tailbone as you inhale, and as you exhale, moving back up and out. Lovely. Now we're going to bring the right knee towards us, and we'll just work with the right side. So extend the left leg away, pushing the heel away. So all familiar movements, but with a different focus. Breath in. And exhale, head to knee. So I want you to focus on the right side of the physical body and energetically on the right nostril. So when you focus on the right nostril, you start to bring more energy into that side. So we're clearing the right side. 2 more. Lovely, and release. Switch sides, focus on the left nostril and the left side of the body. Releasing. Bring both knees towards you. So you're going to focus on the central column now, Sushumna. Take a breath in. Exhale into coil. Inhale, lower the feet, sweep the arms over. Exhale, push up into bridge. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Really visualize the energy of the breath moving up and down the spine. Going to hold the coil position, relax the head. And we're just going to work a little bit with releasing the back of the legs before we come to standing. So hands at the side of the body. And again, just working with that attention of the energy coming down. And it's like a beautiful white light separating into all the colours as it travels down into each of the chakra locations. Inhale, sweep the arms over and the legs up. Exhale. So as you inhale, if you find it, for you, it works really well to visualize or imagine energy flowing. And imagine a little film playing out on the inhale, and the energy comes in, it separates into purple at the third eye, blue at the throat, green at the heart, yellow at the solar plexus, orange in the pelvis, and red in the perineum. So obviously each of these bands of light have a different frequency. And the lower down the band of light is, the denser the frequency. Lovely, and release. Bring the hands to the shins. Let's rock from side to side. And then if your spine can tolerate a roll at this point in a class, then cross the ankles and start to roll forwards and back. So sometimes it doesn't work for people at the beginning of a class. So if that's the case for you, just continue with the side to side. So just allowing, whether you're doing the side to side or the forwards and back, you're just pressing all the acupressure points that run along the spinal area and the back of the neck, helping that energy to rebalance itself. So the pranic energy is what it's called in yoga, and chi in Taoist practices or acupuncture tradition. Lovely, and come all the way up. Lovely, so we're going to come round into cat. So make sure you've got your brick handy. So we're going to use it in a moment. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's focus on the spinal column again. Inhale, lifting the gaze. Imagine that energy pouring down to the tailbone. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Now we're going to start to direct the energy like we would if we were doing alternate nostril, but we're going to use the whole body. So remember, our alternate nostril practices balances the hemispheres right to left. So I'm going to use tiger. So I'm going to inhale. Imagine it coming into the right nostril. Exhale. Switch sides. Inhale. Left nostril. Exhale. Switch sides. So each time you move to the nostrils, focus on the nostrils so that the prana becomes dominant in that side. And if you're feeling confident, so I'm just checking if I am before I do it, you're going to bring out the same arm. So notice how you have to shift a little bit. I did the opposite arm then, so concentrate. You have to shift a little bit. And this is kind of, it mimics what happens in life, is that we're always shifting physically, emotionally, mentally. Let's do one more. Good, now cat-cow again, centre line. Good, tuck the toes, come into down dog. Heel out the feet and get some movement down into the calf muscles. And we're going to take this central movement into cat first. Inhale, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, push back into swan. So we're keeping it neutral. Inhale back into cat, lift the gaze. Exhale, down dog. Keep visualizing this line of energy from the top of the head to the tailbone with the breath, because we know that energy follows thought. So bringing the energy body back into alignment. Good, next time you're in cat, use a press down. Add in a back bend, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, cat. Press down. Cobra. Good, hold down dog. Walk the hands towards the feet. And again, really being aware of both feet, allowing this plumb line to drop down. So I'll just show you with my belt. So although the feet are wide-ish, I want you to be aware of trying to find balance, as if you've got a builder's plumb line there and you're trying to make a perfect balance between the legs. Inhale, just lift to the horizon. Nice, flat spine. Exhale, touch the earth. Inhale, come all the way up to the sky. Nice, lengthening spine. Exhale. And again, lift the gaze. Feel the evenness of the feet. All the way up. Good, now come all the way up. Interlace the fingers and push the palms to the ceiling, and then just adjust the feet so they are directly under the shoulders. So they're not shorter than the shoulders, and neither are they wider than the shoulders. Push up. Good, now just close your eyes, notice the feet. And I want you to bring more attention into the right foot and feel how the whole body just starts to move slightly off to one side, then over to the left. And just play around with that really simple movement, but keep really pushing up through the palms of the hands so it's very active. Feeling the shift from side to side. Try it with the eyes closed. Good, and then bring yourself back into that lovely center line. And then we're going to do a big exhale to one side. Back to center. And to the other side. So remember, on a physical level, this side-to-side motion is important for actually bringing balance into the visceral organs. Because when we're not doing this type of regular movement of the spine, so a lot of the yogis say that we should move the spine in all its directions every day. And this helps the communication from the brain into the body through the central nervous system. and the peripheral nervous system. But it also regulates the system and brings energy back into alignment. Good, back to center, lengthen up. Good, now come up onto the tiptoes. Notice that the center of gravity changes slightly. Use the tummy muscles a bit more. Lift the pelvic floor, so Muladhara chakra, pelvic floor, is all about stability and balance. It rules the legs. Can you shift again a little bit, but keep yourself on the ball of the foot? So the whole body is using muscles here. We're not just balancing on our tiptoes. Notice the whole body's engaging to bring you into this center line. Good. Can you lift a bit higher now? Good. Now bring the hands to Namaste. Keep yourself on the tiptoes and bend the knees. Keep the heels high. Come down slowly to the midline, as if you're drawing this line of perfect balance through the energetic system. We're going to come back up, okay? Slowly, with attention. Notice if there's more pressure in one foot than the other. If one foot is more dominant, exhale. Do it slowly so you're controlling the descent. Ready? Back up. Slowly. So the slower you go, the harder it is. We're going to do one more. Lovely. Last one. Good, now you can release your heels. Lovely. Now we're going to take one foot off the floor, come off the midline. Just balance. Notice. Can you relax the toes of the foot that you're balancing on? Can you extend the arms out a bit more? Can you still be aware of your center line even though we're not physically standing straight? Lovely, come back to center. Feel the whole body come back into alignment. Eyes closed. Notice the shift in energy on the side that you were balancing on. Good, now go the other way. So you might find that one side is easier than the other for you. Can you expand the arms out a bit more? Open the heart space. Good, back to center. Good, now we're going to do a movement with the feet a bit wider, which is just simply a walking movement. So I'm going to show you this way on so you can see me clearly at home. Obviously, if you're on your mat, you're going to use the length of the mat. So I want you to literally just do that. Walk. Eyes closed. Go forwards and back. Be aware of the shifting movement of the body. So it's important you do the eyes closed. I want you to really become aware of the subtlety of the shift from side to side. Good, now start to bring them a little bit closer in. And closer in, forwards and back. Good. Now, can you walk with the eyes closed, one foot in front of the other? So the feet are just on in front of each other now, and then you go forwards and back. So you're really feeling, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, energetically, this center line. So what we're testing here is not whether you're inebriated or not, but what we're testing is your centering abilities energetically. Lovely. Okay, so come to the back of the mat now. And we're going to start with a wide warrior one. So take the left foot to the corner of the back of the mat with the toes rolling out, and the right foot forwards and wide so it's touching the edge of the right side. So it looks like that. So you're probably wider than the hips. Nice long stance. So you get a good workout in the legs. And let's use the arms. So as we inhale, straighten the leg and the arms. Feel that energy pouring through the crown of the head. Exhale, push it back up and out through the crown of the head. Inhale. And exhale. Good, last one. Bring the hands down. So you're still wide. Notice how it feels quite peculiar because it's so asymmetrical when the foot is really wide. And then let's just take that a little bit further into the legs. So if you do need a brick to support this movement because the hamstrings are a bit tight, then grab your brick. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, sinking. Maybe take a longer stance. So just working with what feels right for you. And stay focused on bringing the energy through the head to the tailbone. Good, now step back so you're in a really wide down dog. Good, inhale, come forwards into plank, drop the knees and do a variation on up dog. So the knees are down, the toes are still tucked so it protects the sacrum. Exhale. Draw the energy through the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale. Just imagine this energy pouring through the head all the way down through the spine to the tailbone on the inhale. And then on the exhale, it's emptying all the way back up. Lovely. Now walk the hands back towards the feet, slowly roll up. Turn the right toes out so the heel is towards the corner of the mat, step wide. She's got a lovely wide stance, but we're trying to keep this center awareness. Inhale. Exhale. come down. Keep the width of the stance, but maybe go for a deeper leg position. Use a brick if you need to. Inhale, let the front leg straighten. Exhale. Good, and step back, nice wide, down dog. Inhale, drop the knees, come up into an up dog that's modified. Exhale. Inhale. Pull the energy down, push it back up. Good, walk the hands towards the feet, roll up. So now we're going to do the same sequence with a shorter stance. So bring the feet in, so they're directly under the hips. So it looks like that. And roll the left toe out. Step forwards with the right foot. So it's a much shorter stance, about the width of the pelvis. So it feels really different. And bring the left hand to the thigh and push the pelvis round, so you're balancing the sacrum. Inhale. Exhale. Energy coming down through the head into the tailbone. Exhale. Step back into down dog, narrow stance. Notice how it feels as we come forwards, especially in the lower back. Inhale. Exhale. Good, walk the hands back, roll up, check that the heels are directly under the hips, roll the right toes out slightly, step directly forward, so we're not stepping out, we're stepping forwards. Right hand on the pelvis, push it forwards. Feel how it's, because we're in a narrower stance, we've got to work harder at rotating the thigh round. Inhale. Exhale. Good, take the exhale back into down dog, narrow stance. Another 3 into up dog. Inhale. Centering the energy, let it run through the spine. Good, walk the hands towards the feet. Slowly roll up. Finally got warm. Okay. So now we're going to use our bricks, and I want you to come sideways on the mats. So we're going to work with triangle in various forms. So remember, we are always going to come back to this midline. So we're going to do this very traditionally. like we would in Hatha Yoga. So you do the side, you come back into Tadasana, you observe, then you do the other side and you come back. So we're going to go to the right first, so take the brick. Not everybody needs a brick, but it's quite nice to have that support. I want you to lift the left heel up and pivot it out. And then lift the toes of the right foot up and pivot those forwards. Start with the knee bent. We're going to start with the hands on the hips and lean. So all the time you're consciously aware of this center point is now leaning, but we can still feel centered. Bring the hand down. Good, draw that left shoulder back. Check the jaw. Just let the head turn a little bit. Care with the neck. And then decide how your body's responding to this movement. Does the neck want you to keep the gaze to the big toe? Or can you take it straight forwards, chin in slightly, or turning it up? So I always prefer big toe. Maybe straighten the leg. Good. Maybe extend the left arm up. Let's bring the left hand into Chin Mudra. So you've got the thumb and the index finger creating a circle. And then perhaps the arm is in line with the ear. So if you do that and then the arm sort of starts to bend and it's really uncomfortable for the shoulder, hand back to vertical. Going to close the eyes. Pay attention to the nose. And notice which nostril the breath is dominant in. It may be that it's equal. Just observing the flow of energy. Be aware of how it's opening into the left lung and the intercostal muscles are expanding and contracting, whereas there's a compression on the right side. So physically there's a difference. Three more breaths. Okay, now when you're ready, release, soften the front knee, come back to Tadasana. Check the feet directly under the hips. Roll the shoulders. Let the head go from side to side. And then bring it back into the midline, eyes closed. Notice the difference in the sides. So I'm going to describe what I'm feeling. It might not be what you're feeling because we're all different. So I can feel my left side feels lighter, almost as if it's slightly hollow compared to the right. My right feels a little bit more dense. And of course, every day, every moment of the day, we have impacts that come from different directions which impact our energy. So learning to bring yourself back into the midline is really useful. So that doesn't mean to say you've got to suddenly go, hang on a minute, I've just got to do a triangle because you've just come to my right side, and it just means that you can do it, you can actually just do it mentally. So now we're going to do the other side. So brick to the left, pick up the right heel, so we start with a wide stance, pick up the right heel, turn the toes, pivot, start with the knee bent, and just guide yourself over towards the brick. Roll the right shoulder back. So the brick should be on the outer edge of the foot, not the inner edge. Good. Extend the right arm up, bring it into Chin Mudra. Notice there may be differences on this side. Maybe straighten the leg or bring it to as straight as possible. And then maybe extend the arm. Experiment with where you want to put the gaze. Good. Now, if you can, close the eyes. Notice where the breath is. or the expression of the breath, how we feel it inferred in movement in other parts of the body. Feel how the left side is compressed now, the right side is expanding. And we can really feel this physically, but can you tune into the energetic expansion? Can you feel the body beyond, the energy body beyond the physical body? Good, 2 more breaths. Good, come back to center. Back in Tadasana. Check the feet are under the hips, roll the shoulders a little bit. Head turns from side to side. And then close the eyes. Good, now with the eyes closed, pay attention to the feet. Do you feel even? Maybe have a little shift from side to side so the feet stay glued to the floor, but you're just letting the body move from side to side. And then slowly bring yourself into that center line. And feel the body, it's almost like it's settling into this lovely central column. Keep the eyes closed, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale down through the midline. See if you can sense the hands coming through the energetic body, down through the midline. And again, inhaling, nice even feet. Sense the energy body as you bring the hands down through the crown, third eye, throat, heart space. Once more. Lovely, centering posture. Take the feet nice and wide. You might need your brick, you might not. So we'll start with the dynamic variation of this one, which is more of a Kriya, where we clear the lungs. So soften the knees if you need to. Bring the hands into the lower back. Inhale, lift the gaze. Visualize the energy channeling through the midline. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pour it through the head, third eye, throat, all the way down to the heart. Feel it flow to the solar plexus, pubic bone, and down into the sacrum, all the way back up as you go down. Good, now on the next exhale we're going to hold. Use the brick if you need a bit more support in the forward fold. And just gently start to shift the energy to one side, so you're bending one knee. And then go the other way. Be aware of the subtle shift, especially around the sacrum. Lovely. Now just bring yourself up a little bit. We're going to use the infinity loop so that we end up drawing this sort of squished figure of 8. And every time we come back, we pass through that midline. So bringing the elbows into that infinity loop with the breath, shifting the knee from side to side so you've got that change of weight. Lovely, settle back to centre. Heel the feet in. So they're in Tadasana and you're in Uttanasana. Soften the knees, slowly come up. Down through the midline. Lovely, so we're going to test our midline now in tree pose. So feet directly under the hips. Bring your attention into the right foot, spread the toes nice and wide so you're not gripping with the tip toes. Feel the ball of the foot, the base of the heel, and then lift the left leg. Just stay in that position to start with. And then maybe swing the knee out. So you're shifting, you're having to hold balance using the stomach muscles. So you can have the big toe on the floor if you want to. Maybe bring the foot to the calf muscle, here or here, so your choice. If you're bringing the foot high up, then you need to really push the heel and the straight leg towards each other. Good, now pull the pelvic floor muscles in and up. Feel the stomach muscles, so physically strengthening to hold center. Hands to the heart space, which is the energetic center of the energy body. So the heart space is the bridge between the lower frequency energies and the higher frequency energies. Good, now either keep the hands here or we're going to go straight up. Through the third eye. Up through the higher self. Now notice that the calf muscle might be a little bit fatigued and that there's a conversation going on in the head, maybe. Can you bring it back to just the breath? So the breath allows us to recenter. Lovely, and release. Shake the leg out. Okay, just give it a good old shake. And then start again. Find the base, left foot, toes spread nice and wide. Pick up the right leg and just lift it. So you feel the shift, but we're still drawing into the midline. So we're not doing this with the leg. We're not shifting the energy out to the hip. So we're pulling the tummy muscles in. And maybe roll the knee out with the big toe on the floor. Still a balance. Maybe come up. Finding what works for you. Okay, now find that if you're going high, it's really important to find that stability in those lower chakras. So really work through the foot, the tummy muscles, Mula Bandha, hand to the heart space. Nice soft open gaze. So we're not staring because that'll drop you into the sympathetic response, which is where we really don't want to be. Woo! I'm out again. Okay. And when you're ready, let the hands lift. Be aware of the sense of the hands coming through the energetic body, which is beyond the physical. So it's much bigger than our fleshy meat suit. Center yourself on the breath. Imagine it flowing through the top of the head, down and back up. Lovely. Release. We're going to do something called the sacrum bounce, which readjusts the pelvis and the sciatic nerve. So either bring the hands through and round, or round and through. So it depends on what's happening in the body, and then bounce. So when you go down, the arm is squeezing the sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve is huge, it's about the width of the thumb. So just allowing that to readjust. And then we're going to come all the way down. Pop on layers at this point if you need to, especially in the room. So we're just going to find the balance on our sit bones. Remember, the pelvis looks like this, and they're the bony bits at the bottom there. We call them the sit bones. The technical term is the ischial tuberosities. So you're just going to find balance in the pelvis again, because we've done some strong leg work. So circle. Be aware of moving in and out of the midline as you circle, and notice the sensation in the sacrum. Lovely. Change directions. Lovely. Come back to center. And we're going to do the really basic alternate nostril, which doesn't actually alternate. It just works the sides separately, and then we'll do both nostrils. So we're going to block the right nostril. And I want you to breathe into the left nostril. We're going to use an even count of either 6, 8, or 10, your choice. And then breathe out for the same count. And keep going. Good. Next exhale, switch sides and repeat the same count. So whichever one you're on, 6, 8 or 10 into the right. And then I want you to interlace all of the fingers and bring the thumbs to touch and rest the hand in the palm, in the lap. Focus on the tip of the nose. And then again, find an even count that suits you naturally. It might be less when you're working with both nostrils, maybe the same if you're used to the mental control. So breathing in and out for the same count, whichever count you're using. And just as you work with the breath, notice how you're sitting. So are you leaning forward slightly? Or are you collapsing backwards? So bring the whole body into alignment. Nice straight spine. And be aware of that beautiful energy channel from the crown of the head down through the spinal, so the physical body is actually built around the energetic body. So if you use the spine as a guide for Sushumna. And as you just allow the breath to naturally move through this beautiful channel, I'm just going to read Yukti verse 21. Your back is a gateway to the sky, the celestial dance. The story of space and time is coded in the spine. The story of space and time is coded in the spine. Attend simultaneously to the area around your tailbone, vibrating with luminous space, and to the spine as a channel, gushing with radiant emptiness. Here, where particles flash in and out of existence, is the origin of mind. Let the hands come to the heart space. Be aware of the energetic central chakra, the heart space, as the gateway between those lower chakras and the higher vibrational frequencies that go up and beyond the crown of the head. See if you can bring your awareness and sense the area above the head. And as you're sensing this area above the head, so this is the higher self, ask the higher self to communicate with the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Bring them down through that midline again. And place your attention in the heart. And namaste.
Thank you, Sarah.